Hey, this is Allie Edwards and welcome to day 10 at December Daily for 2017. Yesterday, my entry in my story featured a full page photo paired with this that I had already done, this heart strip that I had done previously for my foundation pages. And as I turn to the next page, one of the things that I'm considering doing, and I actually am just going to do it, is I have this transparent page of the trees. And I was thinking about, okay, yes, I could work on the back of this one, but I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna staple this transparent sheet to the transparency, and it'll just be like on the side, you know, somewhere where I could still pull these other things out. So maybe on the bottom there, but so that these pages will then turn together. And I could put something else on here, but I think that this is gonna be good just as something on there so it's not a completely blank page, because I wanna move on and use this all these two by two squares. So what I'm thinking about doing for this is, well, a couple things. I went around my house and I just took some pictures of stuff that's out right now. So my initial idea was to do some 2x2 photos, right? Just a bunch of different things around the house. But then I also considered, and I'm gonna start with this idea and we'll see, a 6x8 photo that I could cut into 2x2 squares that could go into all of these squares here and just be something like that. And I'm looking at a few different ideas. I have the one of the wrapping paper. I have just one of my bed and like the linens that are on my bed right now, something like that that feels very cozy. And then I have one also that is just in the house right now, so downstairs, kind of where the tree is. So I'm thinking about using actually two of those probably, where one would be on the front and then one would be on the back, and then my story for tomorrow will be moving into this one right here. So I'm kind of just thinking ahead a little bit of, let's do a front and a back for this one with these photos. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this blue one in there yet. I'm not sure. I'm going to trim those down to 2x2. I'm gonna staple this on here, and so let me show you what I'm doing. Oh, I also know there were some comments yesterday when I stapled here, it goes through to the other picture. I totally wasn't even thinking about that when I did it. You can't even see it. It's like right here in the chimney. You would never notice it unless you were specifically looking for it. So no big deal on that one. But I think for this, I want these two pages to turn together. This is my goal. So the transparency plus the pocket page there. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do a little staple like right down here, and that is just gonna keep that in place. It'll still allow me to take the things out of the pocket, but then the page will turn together. So I think I'm actually also going to staple it right on the heart there. That gives me a specific place to staple it, but then it will make those pages turn together. So I feel good about that, and then I'll have Audrey fill this one in. So next up, I'm just gonna be trimming these photos to see what kind of a result I get here. Lots of the products that we sold this year can fit in these 2x2s. You know, you've got all the chipboard circles, the chipboard pieces. We had a gold foil set of these 2x2 squares. Those can also fit in there. So you could easily do a page that was just a bunch of different product things or fun little things that you've been collecting around your house. But I think I'm gonna try trimming up these photos. And basically what I'm doing, the whole idea here, is that you would do it into 2x2s. So that's what I will do next. I'm actually not gonna talk through the whole thing because, well, maybe I can do a few here. I want to make sure that I'm getting it right versus trying to talk while I'm doing it. So I'm gonna cut these up and then I'll hop back on here and show you guys what's happening. Okay, so I took two of the photos, the one that was the wrapping paper and then the bedroom one that has like my favorite cozy blanket and that kind of stuff. I took both of those and I'm gonna pull this, I cut them all into 2x2. I literally just laid it on my trimmer there and went ahead and cut. So I'm gonna slip these into the pocket and I'm gonna put the whole thing in there first, just so that I can see what does it look like and where would I potentially want to have one be see-through that would hold the date and or some other embellishment. So I'm just slipping these right in the pocket. And again, the idea is, what that I'm thinking of is that I will do the front and the back. So like this would be the front side with the wrapping paper, and then the back side would be the cozy one there. And it doesn't really matter, obviously. So let's think about, what do we want here? Okay, so I like this idea. I think it looks fun. I mean, I'm definitely going to keep going with this idea, but I gotta figure out which ones do I want to take out, and do I want those, let's see, it looks like these ones here on the bottom are a little bit taller. I'll trim them down a little bit. I think they ended up being taller than 2x2, so let's lay them on my trimmer here. Yeah, you can see when I lay it back down on there that these were the ones that were just at the bottom, so I didn't actually measure them before I put them on there because I was measuring the rest of them. So let's see. All right. And I like taking pictures of things like this. Like I've done this before where I've done the wrapping paper photo and then put it into a 3-4 pocket, or a 4 3x4 pocket previously, and that looks really cool too. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is maybe I'll use like the ho 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 one and then the number 10. So I just need to decide where do I want to pull that out from. Do I even want to use one of those? Because sometimes you can just use the photo and you don't need to use the product. So let's see, like if I pull it out of there, or maybe even the one below, you know, and just have the 10 in there. And this is a good example of a day that doesn't necessarily need to have like, I don't need a big story about this. It's just showing what the wrapping paper is. And then let's go ahead and see what this one looks like. If I just put this here in on the back. Oops, is that there? This is what happens then sometimes where you're like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Okay, that one is not the same size as these other ones. Which way does it go? This is where you gotta, it's like a puzzle, right? You gotta make sure. I'm wondering if my ones along the edge there are the ones that are longer. Yeah, it looks like it. So I just need to trim those other ones. So I'll put the rest of these in here first. I think this kind of one where you're cutting up all of these, let's see, where does that one go? Right there. Oh yeah, that was one that needs to be trimmed. Is to do something like that, you know, here's the, is that one too big too? I need to do some trimming. Yeah, these are too big too. Pictures that don't necessarily have people's faces in them. That's what I was getting to say there. Thinking a little bit about, you know, what you don't want to cut off anybody's face necessarily. Okay, so this one. And I'm just trimming these down so that they are actually 2x2 because sometimes when I print them out, it's not exact. Okay, so that's this one. Yeah, these ones are too big, both along the bottom and the side. This one looks like it's just on the side there. Okay, and then one more here, which is that last one. Okay, so now what I can decide, is that right? That doesn't look right. Looks like a giant pillow. I'll have to look at that on the, oh maybe it goes that way. That still doesn't look like, okay. I gotta check that out on my, it looks like the darker part. I think it's just a pillow that was like sitting up on the thing. I'll have to double check that. That looks right though, I think though, huh? Maybe it's this way. Yeah, because there I can see the line right there. All right, so here is the front and then here's the back. So mainly the decision right now is, do I need any journaling? That's one decision. Do I care? Do I need it? Do I want it? Do I want to replace one of the pictures, one of the other pieces in here with one of these, which I could do, or do I just want to leave it? So I think what I'm going to do, I want to just think about it for a minute here, and then I'll hop back on and let you know what my decision is. Okay, so as I was deciding what I want to do, I looked through the December Daily word phrase stickers that had the different colors with different phrases on there. And there's one, that has there's one about stories, and there's one that has like shopping, wrapping presents. And so I'm thinking that I will just I'm thinking that I'll cut this out and have it here, and then just have these other ones on here too, just in a couple little strips going down right here. This is my initial thought. That then, sometimes the story can just be told via these little stickers rather than, some big long story. Let's see, I gotta get this guy out of here. Too many things in my pocket. So as you guys saw yesterday with these word phrase stickers, sometimes I like to trim them. And I think I'm gonna do that on this one too. So let's see. This one just says today's story. And I'm gonna orient the sticker to the outside here. And then gonna do shopping and wrapping. I'm gonna cut these ones down too, just so they take up less space on my thing here. And you can pull out lots of other word phrase stickers that you may have in your stash too. These tend to be the kind of things that I love the most, word phrase stickers. So shopping, wrapping, and then I was gonna try to add in different color too, so shopping, maybe time together. Simon and I had fun shopping yesterday, so let's do that. This just allows me to bring in a different color so that it's not all of this kind of teal color here. And I can look on the other ones too, and it's probably possible that I will find something else to go on there. I'm just looking for words that kind of relate to yesterday. you know, what were some of the things that were happening around here. So let's see if there's on either the red or the green. That's what I was gonna look at here. Cozy time would work because we did do some of that puzzle time for me. We have not decorated our tree yet. We are waiting for a time when all of the kids are here together, and we've just had crazy schedules where it's been, everybody's kind of got other things going on right now. So that will happen again here. So shopping time together, cozy time. I'm gonna do wrapping. I could do wrapping presents. Yeah, we'll do the whole thing. Because I did do some of that. And I think I'm gonna put Christmas cards on here too, because I did kind of start working on that. One of the things that we tried really hard when we were setting up these stickers was that we hit a bunch of different things, right? Bunch of different traditions, a bunch of kind of basic themes of not just, you know, for Christmas Day, but also for the season too. So Christmas cards. And then maybe one more thing, let's see. This one, the red one is like Christmas morning kind of stuff. So let's go back to this one. Maybe just connecting would be good. Connect was my word for this year. One little word. If those of you have never heard of that, that is a project and a process that I do every year where I pick a word for the year and then focus on it. And my word for this last year was connect. And so now I'm getting ready to wrap up with this word, and I'm moving on to a new word that for me next year is going to be space, which sounds really crazy, but it makes total sense to me, and I'm the one that it needs to make sense for. So if you have more information, if you want more information about that, you can check out One Little Word on my site, and we have products and a workshop that lasts for all year long, and you get a monthly creative prompt to help you keep your word visible throughout the year so you don't forget what it is. All right, so I think just going ahead with that, that looks cool. I like that on there. I don't even think, you know, I could add a little star, maybe a transparent star or something. Let's see, what do we have? We have these ones that have the silver on them. I think I'm just gonna stick it in there without adding anything else onto it. Kind of like the simplicity of that it doesn't have to have a whole bunch of other things on there. And then my bed here, and I could do another something on this side. Just check through these to see. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, still no. Let's see. Okay, so just as a follow-up, what I decided to do, I'm just gonna leave that. It's just simple, plain. You could add lots of other stuff if you wanted to, but again, it's nice to have these opportunities kind of as a resting place within the album. So then on the back side, I have the picture of my cozy blanket and everything. And what I decided to do is print out just a little bit of additional detail, and I printed it on a piece of vellum that I can slip in and just put it right on top of this one right here. So mine, I touched it too quickly. It needs to dry a little bit with the vellum. I might run a heat gun on top of it, but then I will just slip it in that pocket right there. You can also do all kinds of things where you make a flip up and something like that, but I'm just gonna slip it in on top of the part of the photo right there. So I like how that turned out. I think again, it is simple and a simple way to move forward in the album, and then tomorrow I will be dealing with my circle page there. So that is a look at day 10, simple, and you'll see just this final thing within my pictures there as well.